Running is amazing, and I'm going to tell you why you should do it. So if you're a bit like me, you're naturally quite neurotic, well, you might be a runner without realising it. I've never been very sporty because, frankly, I detest other humans, but when I was about 20, my cousin took me for a run and I got back and I noticed my head actually worked and wasn't full of bullshit. That was about 7 years ago, and I've been an obsessive runner ever since, and if you're a bit fucking highly strung and prone to brain fog, running might be for you too. First things first, shoes. Most people spend a lot of money on shoes. Don't, unless you've got weird feet or something. You honestly don't need to. It's a scam. I bought these a year ago, they've been well over a few hundred miles and they feel great, and they were about £20 or $25. You've already got legs, and Evolution gave them to you for free, you ungrateful bastard. Next, I use one of these. It's a Garmin Forerunner and costs very little for what it is. Basically, it tells me how far I've gone, so it means you don't need to work out a route and you can just go running around without worrying about it. Right, here's the part no one tells you. The first week isn't going to be that fun. I think we should just be honest about that. If you don't run, you're going to use muscles you don't normally use for walking, plus you might be out of shape or whatever, but just don't expect it to be lovely, yeah? But hang in there, Chuckles, it gets better. So I would make 5k your first goal. Anyone can do 5k after a few weeks practice. Find a route on Google Distance Calculator, link below, and work towards doing it. Trust me, the more you think you can't do it, the better it will feel when you do, which you will. Take it slow, don't sprint, just enjoy it. Speed comes later, alright? At some point, when your body is used to it, you're going to get what's called runner's high, which is about as good as the best drugs I've ever taken, except your head stays perfectly clear. If, like me, you avoid things a lot, this will be the perfect time to think about them. You're full of adrenaline, you actually feel alive, and you'll be able to make difficult decisions about your life. Some of you have asked where I get ideas for videos. Well, here it is. I spend about 3 days panicking because I don't have an idea good enough to make into a video, then I go for a run and something always turns up. It might be shit, it might be unrelated to YouTube, but you always have ideas or insight into something. This is what running is for. It isn't exercise, it's meditating with your feet, alright? Now, if you're running 5k, you can probably already do 10 without realising. Do it if you want to. Go further if you like. You will always underestimate what your body is capable of. If you feel like you can't go on, go on. If you feel like you have to stop, don't. Just jog lightly instead. When you push yourself, your body rewards you with endorphins and all sorts of lovely feel-good chemicals. Push yourself. I use one of these. It's an iPod Nano. I don't like Apple all that much, but this thing is made of fucking unicorn jizz. Seriously. It's been in a river, dropped, stamped on, left outside overnight a few times, and it's been working now for years. I've put together a little running playlist for you, link below, and this is the stuff I go running to. Top favourites are System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine, Soulwax, The Talking Heads, Rammstein, basically anything that makes you want to move around. Obviously you can run in silence, but music is extremely useful for motivation. It is for me anyway. Seriously, get it right, and after a week you'll notice these little wonderful insights into your life that you weren't having before. Problems aren't that big anymore. You're more motivated, you'll slim down, you'll just feel generally better. Now, obviously you can get it from lifting or sport as well, but if you're an introvert or someone who prefers being alone a lot of the time to think things over, this is the way to do it. Seriously. Some days it feels like it's built into our genetics to get high on exercise, and it probably is. We're not designed to sit around in fucking offices all day. We're hunter-gatherers. Nothing has changed physically. I don't know about you, but if I sit around all day I feel horrible. It's like sex. You're not great to begin with, but you get a bit of practice, and seriously, you will come to love it. No pun intended. Do it for a week. If you hate it, that's fine, but I bet you won't. A few do's and don'ts I've noticed. Try not to eat shit before you go out. Your body will run better on decent carbohydrates rather than huge amounts of sugar. And don't kill yourself. I said push yourself, but if you're in pain, then fine, take the day off. And lastly, seriously, find good music. Anything you like, but when it's just the right speed and something you love, it's one of the best feelings in the world. When the sun is going down and you're in the forest and you're running up a hill to, well, personally, Hysteria by Muse, that's about as close as I personally come to feeling truly, truly free. It's that simple. Try to go 5k further each week if you can. Usually the further you go, the deeper the feeling of freedom and insight is, and if you still have a problem in your life after running 10 miles, then it's probably a pretty serious problem. There will be bad days, don't worry, there are with anything. Just take the day off, you'll feel better tomorrow and you can go again. The only warning I have is A, if you have a heart condition, don't be an idiot, and B, be aware that this will become an addiction. I don't run to keep fit or because I feel like I have to. I do it because if I go more than 2 days without it, I start to get very irritable and melancholy. This may well happen to you too. It is a drug, and you will addict to it pretty quickly, but as drugs go, not a bad one. Gets you high, might extend your life, keeps you thin, acceptable way of checking out girls in the park, and solves problems in your life. And, what was the other point? Oh yeah, fucking run!